Feel my bones, and it's fucking nauseating. Well, that was kind of a lot. Sorry, guys. Now to get back to our normal content, on our next unboxing video, we're going to open up a squirrel.
Oh, good morning, BBs. That's not... Get yourself together, Ryan. It's fucking E3.
It is good morning, BBs. It is good to see you.
It is too early.
Fucking room? Why? For what? For how? For why?
How about now?
We ready?
Yep.
I think one more second of intro. Good morning.
Good morning, BBs. It's E3. It's happening. It's all around you. And this is the first, best, and only morning show in existence. So this is the only place you're going to be able to hear about E3.
You're right.
Sorry.
Hi.
And welcome. I'm Anthony Carboni.
And I'm Saige Ryan.
And this is your E3 Day 2 roundup on the morning of Day 3. Because E3 does not stop. It only continues forward.
No, this is going to be keeping going for like another week.
There's 17 weeks of E3.
Mm-hmm. Welcome to the year of E3.
It's like hearing somebody talk about sports playoffs.
How long do those go?
For fucking ever.
Yeah.
People are always like, the playoffs are happening. And I was like, weren't they just happening 8.5 months ago?
Still going. So this is only day 2, even though we've been talking about E3 for a week. We have been, because there were a lot of like pre-show things. There were a lot of people that were doing their showcases early, considering the E3 showcases a few days before the official launch day.
Yeah.
Today's day 3, baby.
But there were 3 gigantic showcases yesterday.
There were.
We had the Bethesda Microsoft showcase. We have the Square Enix showcase, and we had the PC Gaming show. 3 big boys.
It was a big day.
3 big days with big showcases. And let's just jump right into it.
All right.
The day started off with the Xbox Bethesda showcase. Now, this was something that a lot of people were waiting for because obviously this was their first showcase as one entity.
That's true.
And everybody was like, "What's going to happen? What are they going to announce? What are they what have they been hiding?
Did 343 make the game?
Did 343 Studios make the game? It's okay if you didn't make the game.
Just tell us.
We've told you before. It's perfectly fine if you didn't make the game.
It's all right. But we would like to know. And hey, I think we know.
I think we know.
I
think we know. Now, obviously, the biggest announcement of the entire showcase was the Xbox mini fridge.
Yes, of course.
Now, they're gonna milk this joke until the end of time.
They really are.
And good for them.
We're in on it. We know our console looks like that, so you can't make fun of us.
I think it was. I think it's smart of them. Just keep leaning into it. You could put all your G Fuel in there. Exclamation point G Fuel in the chat to get your coupon code for 17 milliliters of G Fuel injected right into your eyeball for ultimate gaming performance.
I will say this shares the energy of short people putting like, I'm not short, I'm fun size on their MySpace profile.
Right, the mini fridge thing. Yes. Yeah. Yes, it is kind of cute, and I think it's about the same size as the console, if I'm honest.
I would like one.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take one.
I say that, and I want one.
Yeah. We're making fun of it because we can't be part of it. We are the short people that are saying they're fun size.
Right.
So we started off with our Lord and Savior Todd Howard, who can do no wrong, who has never lied, who has never done anything wrong in his life, showing off the showing off the trailer for Starfield. People have been waiting for Starfield.
We've been waiting for this one.
Keep waiting. We learned nothing.
Yeah, we mostly got a tiny bit of story piece. You got that trailer?
I do got that trailer.
Let's watch that trailer.
I can roll that beautiful bean footage.
You can watch that beautiful bean footage.
This is the trailer for Starfield. It's one of the big Bethesda story trailers that you get. And it looks pretty good. Now, we don't know nothing about it.
No.
We're not going to know nothing about it.
Keep that nice and low.
Now, the one thing that's very interesting about this trailer, as just being a story trailer, is, you know, all they wanted to really do here was show that it's pretty, give you your announcement date, 11/11/22, exactly 11 years after Skyrim, and also throw something at the end of this trailer that was at the end of almost every single trailer in this showcase, which was coming to Game Pass day one. There were 30 games in this showcase, 27 of them coming to Game Pass on day one.
That's fucking wild.
We've been talking about this. We've been talking about this strategy that Xbox has put into place, right? Because they've got two parallel things going on. Number one, they want to have the best, most interesting, most amazing, powerful console, but they want this to be the last console.
Yes, they very much don't want to be hardware people anymore. They want to be soft.
Our boy Phil would love it if you never had to buy another physical Xbox again, and they are really moving towards that. I was shocked. I was shocked when I saw how many things were Game Pass, coming to Game Pass, on Game Pass, PC and Xbox
right?
Game Pass day one. Like so many of these things that were that are Xbox exclusive, they had to announce as console exclusive, right? Because it's going to be coming to PC at the same time. So everything now said Xbox console exclusive release.
Yes.
Because everything's coming to PC day one too.
Right. Anything on Game Pass, you're golden for.
I think they are throwing everything into Game Pass.
Yeah.
I nearly signed up for Game Pass yesterday. I was like, shit.
Yeah. Gotta give me that Game Pass.
You gotta give me that Game Pass, baby.
Something in my eyeball, so pardon me.
No worries. The only games that were not shown off as like Game Pass day one were Stalker, Far Cry 6, and I believe Diablo 2. You know, the three things that Microsoft has no control over. They own 23 different studios now.
That's a lot of studios.
That's a lot of studios.
That's a disturbing number of studios.
They snuck up on everyone. Everyone.
There was also something interesting in the Starfield trailer. People have suspicions that this here might be an Elder Scrolls 6 Easter egg. There's no confirmation of that, but they're saying they're hoping that it's a Easter egg to the location of Elder Scrolls 6.
Oh, I'm sure it is. There were a couple things that looked like Easter eggs in there. They'd be. I mean, it's silly not to.
Like, look at how ridiculous this is. So it's this.
Yeah, that's fun. That's fun. I like that. I'm sure there was a lot of stuff in there. I would love to have one of the animators like go through and be like, we hid this, we hid this, we hid this.
I would love that as well.
You know?
I really, really appreciate when devs can do that. Also, thank you, Mike Punch. That's my new emote. Look how cute.
Very cute.
Very cute.
Very cute. The next thing was Stalker 2. Stalker 2, Russia, apocalypse, radiation, military. It's very beautiful. It's very beautiful. I'm not gonna tell you that it's not.
No, of course not.
It's you know, it's maybe not for me. I'm not gonna play a ton of the Stalker. But some things that I found very interesting, you know, look at this environment. Look at how beautiful this looks. And this is Series X footage.
Yeah, that looks like a movie.
I mean, it's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. Do I care about that bomb shelter aesthetic? Not particularly.
I feel like that was a little bit of a theme of the like Xbox Bethesda showcase for me. Is I'm like, wow, these are some really beautiful games. They're not to my niche, but I can appreciate that they exist.
Yeah, I mean, that's usually Xbox for me just because they lean so heavily into shooter stuff.
Right, and like Forza. Look, Forza looks beautiful. They
Yeah.
did a good job on a Forza.
I mean, yeah, Forza always looks insane. I mean, that's insane looking.
That's wild.
One of the other big announcements that they made was Microsoft Flight Simulator coming to consoles.
They did.
Which also looks insanely gorgeous. I think they're really just flexing. This is just a hardware flex. Like, that's just because all of this footage, they said, is captured on a Series X console at 4K 60.
Yeah, that's genuinely ridiculous.
I mean, that's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. I usually walk away from a Microsoft Bethesda showcase thinking that it was 75% for me, a tech showcase.
Right, showing off what they can do in games right now.
But there was a lot of stuff that was very interesting. We got the announcement from Avalanche, the makers of Just Cause, for Contraband, which we got no footage. It was a cinematic teaser, but it looks like it's going to be a multiplayer open world heist game from the people who made Just Cause 3. Ooh, baby. What is that? Grappling hook robberies?
Yeah.
I'm ready for it. We also got tons and tons of this Microsoft Bethesda integration news, and all these different studios. The trailer for The Outer Worlds 2 is hilarious, by the way.
Yes. Absolutely delightful and also gorgeous.
We're not playing the audio from this right now, but it's very funny. It's the narrator is describing what's happening in the trailer and how it's very marketable. Like right here, he's making the joke like, is this creature going to be in the game? Absolutely not.
Yeah. They did a good joke on game trailers.
They did.
And in the midst of all of the game trailers hitting those cliches, I appreciated that very, very much.
I did too. I want to talk a little bit about some of this Bethesda stuff. We talked a bit about how much Fallout 76 are we going to see.
We did.
And we were like, I mean, if they're smart, it's not going to be a lot of Fallout 76.
But it was a lot of Fallout 76. It was a lot of Fallout 76.
They have sunk too much money. I mean, a lot of people were like, are they just going to straight up announce a new Fallout? Are they going to move away from it? They put no. I mean, they put too much money into Fallout. They put too much money into Fallout 76. Fallout 76 isn't going away for 5 years.
No. We're here with Fallout 76 for a while.
So we got two trailers for Fallout 76. This is for the Pit, which is an expansion that's set in Pittsburgh. Fun, exciting, cute. The other one I thought was very interesting. You see a lot of these big sort of interesting ideas come out when a game doesn't hook everybody immediately. What can we do? What are fans going to want? What can we give them that will make them excited? The Brotherhood of Steel is back. They're bringing back the Brotherhood of Steel for a DLC campaign called Steel Rain, which I think is absolutely fascinating.
Yeah, this is very interesting.
Absolutely fascinating that they're bringing that back. Brotherhood of Steel, obviously, huge deal for fans. I don't care very much about the Fallout or the Fallout 76. People in chat are saying, of course, like, I was really hoping it was going to be Fallout 5. You're not going to see Fallout 5 for a good long time. They spent too much money on Fallout 76.
No, I think we've got genuinely years before that. I think we've got 2 years before even a trailer or a tease for the next Fallout.
7 mic punches and 3 spills before the end of the show. This I vow. This I fucking vow.
It's tough.
Are the Brotherhood of Steel the fascist ones? Yeah, they're the religious knights of the Fallout universe.
So yes,
it's fine. Yeah. We got that Back for Blood.
We did.
We got that Back for Blood.
We did get Back for Blood.
Were you a Left 4 Dead
person? We are Back for Blood. I played Left 4 Dead. Zombie games are not my favorite. I don't mind it. I think it is I think Left 4 Dead was a well-made game of the genre.
Why does my laptop keep, or is this your laptop that...
Are they hearing it?
Yeah, it keeps resetting to fullest volume.
That's the second source. That's your doubling your source.
I mean, that was already on.
It was muted.
We're surviving here.
Am I the only one who wants to see a
Rebuilding.
sequel to Fallout Shelter? I'm sure you're not.
We've got to fight.
Ooh.
No, we don't need to do anything.
I mean, it's
When was the last
This
time
is
you
this
saw
is where the money is right now because otherwise they're gonna lose a lot.
I mean, this is Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, this is very much Left 4 Dead.
It's Left 4 Dead. It's a next gen Left 4 Dead, which is all we want. The trick, you know, boy, every game right now wants to be like squad based online.
Mm-hmm. Left 5 Dead.
And
Nice.
ooh boy. Not every game can be squad based online and have longevity.
That's very true. I agree.
That's the trick. That's the trickiest thing, you know, is every single game right now. So many things are like even we saw Contraband. It's like, yeah, it's Just Cause, but it's squad based. It's online. This is squad based and online. We're making this game and it's like, dude, people only have so much time.
Yeah.
And if they're like me, they only have so many friends.
Fair.
And you only have so much time and so many friends and so much time that those friends are available and so many games that you want to play together. I love Left 4 Dead. I used to play Left 4 Dead with my friends all the time. But, you know, that was during a time when Left 4 Dead was like, baby, there weren't much out there except for Left 4 Dead if
Yeah, I
you
get
wanted
that.
that style game. Now there's a lot. I think it looks great. And I hope Turtle Rock does really well. I'm excited for it. But I do wonder what the long-term plan for all these games is.
Yeah. I think that they're just hoping that in a time where squad streaming has so much power, I get why everybody's trying to get on board with that. Because, like, it took a long time for them to recognize the social impact of game streaming at all. And now it's like, hey, when we produce one of these big games that massive creators can play together, it's a fucking tornado.
Yeah.
Like, it's unstoppable.
Oh yeah, I mean, I wonder how much marketing right now and how much of sales projections and things like that really you got to count on those first couple weeks of sales when you have that hype.
Yeah.
And then it's like, can we make this thing last? It's really, I feel like it's just a dice roll. It's just a dice roll.
It is.
You know, Dylan Scott Davis in the live studio audience is mentioning that Turtle Rock also made Evolve, and so he's a little hesitant. But you know, I'll say this: Turtle Rock didn't kill Evolve. EA killed Evolve, and that's the thing that I'm worried about right now. Right? EA looked at Evolve and they were like, "There's no profit in keeping this going.
Yeah.
Cut it off. Cut it off." So,
And as we learned from this showcase, no matter how poorly received a game is and how much it doesn't take off, they keep funneling money into it. So I don't see that being the problem here.
can I tell you about a game that I was genuinely the most excited for
You certainly can.
in this showcase?
Absolutely.
It's a game called 12 Minutes. That has James McAvoy and Daisy Ridley. It's from Annapurna.
Oh, you know.
Annapurna's had some good,
When is this, my birthday?
their name on some very good releases recently.
Annapurna is one of my favorite publishers right now. They can do no wrong. Annapurna is one of my favorite movie studios right now, movie distributors. 12-minute interactive thriller that keeps looping.
Yeah.
Time loop, relationship thriller.
I've seen this a lot too, but
I love it.
Yeah.
And McAvoy and Daisy Ridley both just flexing their American accents as best they can. Love that for them.
Yeah.
Keep that going.
It's so funny to me that you would put a British traditional actor as an American voice actor in a game.
It's a big name.
Like, I get putting her in a game on camera, or in a something on camera, in a movie, in a show, as an American character. But like, the voice is the whole thing.
Yeah, it's weird.
The voice is the whole thing here.
Listen, eventually every actor will be a British actor, and eventually even the people in your lives that you see every day that you think are Americans will be British. It's a reverse. They're getting us back finally. 230 years later, they're coming for us, and they're taking it all back.
All right, let's get through a couple more of the things that we got here.
Psychonauts!
Sure, Psychonauts.
Psychonauts!
Yeah. Let's talk about Psychonauts. then.
Psychonauts. Of course, one of the studios that Microsoft owns now is Double Fine.
Look at all these gadgets.
The mind is the final frontier of humanity.
I'm ready for anything.
And baby, Psychonauts is coming. And here's what's up. Here's what's up.
Yes.
Game Pass. That
Game
game
Pass.
12 minutes. Game Pass. All this stuff. Game Pass.
Yelling.
Game Pass. Every single one.
Game Pass.
That's kind of wild.
It is. Did we get a date for Psychonauts?
Yes.
It is. Let me take a
believe
look.
so.
Yeah, August 25th. Game Pass.
Afraid that means the dead office for you.
So good. It looks so beautiful.
It does look absolutely delightful.
Remember how to
I've
It
mo-
is, it is funny to see in the midst of all of these games something that looks like it could have been on the PS2
Yeah.
visually in a lot of ways.
Sure.
There are moments that it's clearly upgraded, but like the character models and stuff of the sort, I'm just like, yeah, that could have been on my PlayStation 2.
I mean,
While you're in the middle of looking at like they're showing off Microsoft Flight Simulator and they're showing off, you know, all Forza and these games that are just like so
yeah.
technologically advanced.
I mean, I guess like I don't think you could get you couldn't get levels this dense or with this many effects and you know
I'm not
that's-
complaining about it. I prefer this visually.
Yeah, I think it's a stylist. You know, it's definitely a stylistic choice to lean more into like an animated look.
Yeah.
But I think I'm just gonna do this. But I think you know, that's just the style of the game. It's just supposed to look like stop motion stuff.
I know.
Yeah, but I don't think you could do it. I don't think it looks PS2-ish. I didn't get that vibe from it.
I get a PS2 vibe that I was enjoying.
I got a PS2 vibe. You know where I got it from? The sections that were very clearly gameplay.
Yeah.
The gameplay does not look very evolved from the original Psychonauts.
Mm-hmm.
Although maybe Double Fine's learned a little something about how to do platformers meet circus. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you've learned how those mechanics work. Anyway,
All right. We also got a trailer for Ages of Empires.
sure,
Do you care about Ages of Empires?
not at all.
I'll be
you?
honest with you. I care about Ages of Empires.
Are you a strategy person?
No, I'm not. But I just grew up on Ages of Empires, so it's just one of those things that like makes my brain happy in a weird way. It was the first PC game I ever played. And it was a game that my brother had because he was the only one who had a PC in the house.
Okay.
So it was when my brother was out of the house, I could go in his room and I could play Ages of Empires.
Okay.
So it was like, try to play as much as you can before Shane comes home. This was my game. And I just loved it. I
Yeah.
had very little access to like games like this. So Ages of Empires will always have a special place in my heart. And the trailers do get me excited and do make me want to play it, even though it is very much not in a genre that I play anymore.
Fair enough. I'm sure. I'm looking at it. I'm sure it's impressive. I just don't play a lot of those games.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. I do get excited about these announcements, though.
That's
I do.
fair.
And it's something I wouldn't stream, but in October, I'll be playing.
Play that Ages of Empires. Why not?
I'll be playing.
Plague Tale Requiem, sequel to Plague Tale. Plague Tale was a sleeper last year. Real sleeper hit. Very good game if you haven't played it. Go play it. And this one's going to be coming next year. It's 2022. And of course, coming to Game Pass. What isn't coming to Game Pass?
Like 2 games. 3 games?
You're-
3 games.
Is your kid in Little League? Those games are on Game Pass. You don't have to leave.
Absolutely not. Candy Crush, it's on Game Pass. Whatever your mom plays on her phone, it's on Game Pass.
It's a good-looking game. I think did you play Plague Tale? I think you'd like it.
I didn't.
I think you'd like it a lot. So we got that coming.
We do got that coming. We got Slime Rancher 2 coming.
Slime Rancher 2 came out of nowhere in this showcase
It did.
and was just, I feel like every year there's something like this that pops up in the middle of the Xbox showcase, and it's just like,
Yeah, it's just a break from like war and guns in the Xbox showcase, you know? Where it's just like, something that's not like a bunch of gritty white men yelling at each other. And it was lovely.
Slime Rancher's cute.
Slime Rancher's adorable.
Slime Rancher's very cute. We did get a huge chunk of Far Cry. Great.
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 It is death. It's Far Cry, and you do shoot, and you are in a place that's not America, and you shoot at the people who are from that country.
Yeah, the cinematic trailer that they opened on was very, very interesting. Let me grab it here. We've showed everything else. Show a little bit of Far Cry.
I gotta say, Giancarlo Esposito is a lot of things, but one thing he is not is Latino.
Yeah.
And he just keeps getting cast as Latino villains. What is going on? I love Giancarlo Esposito, but like, he's literally an Italian man.
That there is Gus Fring.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I see there.
Yeah. Moff Gideon.
I see Moff Gideon. But I also, when I look at Moff Gideon, I see Gus Fring.
Sure. Gus Fring was the big thing that brought him into everything.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it. There's a dog. The dog's name is Chorizo. It's cute.
Yeah, we've peeked at Chorizo.
We've had a little
before.
peek at the
Got
Chorizo.
Little wheels.
He's got little wheels, that Chorizo does. And it looks beautiful on the Xbox consoles, certainly.
Mm-hmm, it does.
I just the Far Cries that I like are like your Blood Dragons and your Primals, and the things that are like really weird. It's like you're a caveman and you're going to call down an owl that drops bombs at people, or you're in an 80s cyberpunk video game future.
Also, Ronan in the live studio audience said, did love his interview on the Summer Games Fest and agreed. I will say his interview during Summer Games Fest was honestly the sweetest thing.
He is a joy. Every time I've interviewed him, he is a joy. Because I got to talk to him a bunch during the Star Wars stuff.
Yeah.
He is a being of pure light. He really is.
Yeah, he was asked in comparison which of his characters he thinks would win in a fight, essentially, between Moff Gideon, Gus Fring, and his character in Far Cry. And he was like, Moff Gideon?
Yeah.
Like, being interviewed about Far Cry,
Yeah.
he was just like...
No. One person, they're silly. Like, you're talking about two normal human criminals.
Right.
And one man with a dark saber who flies a spaceship. Get the fuck out of here. Who wins?
Out of here, who wins? He was so sweet about it too. The fact that he didn't turn around and be like, "The fuck is that question?
What the
do you
fuck
mean?"
is that question?
Like, but he was just like, well, he was like, those are some of my favorite characters, and there's definitely a favorite amongst those. But I definitely think that
It's Moff Gideon.
Moff Gideon's definitely got the tools to win.
Far Cry has a lot of stuff going for it stylistically and in terms of having Giancarlo Esposito that I really enjoy. But I just know that I don't want to shoot a bunch of people climb a tower, shoot a bunch of people climb another tower. I just don't want to. And also, we don't celebrate Ubisoft on this show.
We sure don't.
We celebrate my friend Joseph McGee, who got to host the Ubisoft Forward showcase this year because he's a hardworking man and he's doing the best he can at that company, and we love him. But, we don't celebrate Ubisoft here. This is a game called Atomic Heart. Now, if you want to take a look at Stalker and be like, how do you get Anthony Carboni to play Stalker?
Yeah. Yeah.
Turn it into this weird-ass cartoon shit. Well, we've seen a few things from Atomic Heart before. Mostly screenshots. But this is... the biggest chunk, the biggest trailer I think we've ever seen for it.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's fucking weird as hell, dude. I'm ready for this. I'm ready for this post-Soviet brutalist, weird sci-fi Tesla coil garbage bullshit. Give it to me.
Yeah, it's like the trailer gave me a little bit of Control vibes and a little bit of like take the cuteness out of Borderlands.
It's gotten a lot of comparisons, obviously, to early BioShock.
Yeah, definitely.
It looks sillier.
Yeah.
which I'm very excited for. Hey, Game Pass, day one. Who would have thought?
Wow. Amazing. We, of course, got the trailer for Diablo 2 Resurrected. This is their street date trailer. It's Diablo 2.
It's Diablo 2,
Fucking
everybody.
tight.
You like that Diablo 2?
Yeah.
You're going to like this because it's Diablo 2.
It's Diablo 2. And it looks like a good rebuild of a game.
Yeah, it really does. It really does. It still looks very, like, it's funny. They cut to the gameplay, and it's very like, that's Diablo 2.
Yeah, that's
like, it's
Diablo
so
2.
weird to look at a game that looks and plays and acts like that
Yeah.
in the year of our Lord 2021.
Agreed.
Even some of the animations look very like the old school animations.
And part of me, the part of me who's not like a person who works in games and is just a person who enjoys Diablo is like,
Yeah. Yay. Very good.
it
Very
looks
good.
like Diablo. I like it.
They did say there will be cross progression amongst your saves, which is
Yes.
very exciting. Diablo fans are going to be very, very
Yeah, you can
happy
go get your
about
old
that.
ass save.
You're going to be able to get your old ass save. You're going to be able to save on one platform and move to another platform.
Yeah.
All very exciting things.
We'll speed through a few more of the things that popped up before we get to, of course.
Yeah, this is going to be the majority
Halo?
of it today because Square and PC Game Show. Well, we'll get to those, but
We will. Yeah, absolutely.
but you know, there's some stuff.
Here's a weird one. I want to look at party animals because Anthony and I both very much had the same vibes about this, and I just want to play a little bit for you, and you tell me what you see here. And I'm going to remind you that this game is not called what you might think it's called. It's called Party Animals.
Now, here in the beginning of the trailer, you're like, oh, okay, they're all holding. Okay, all right. This is gang beasts.
Oh, no. This is Party Animals.
Now,
Look at that map. That swinging chain map.
that's gang beasts.
That's Gang Beasts. Now, the next one is the one that really fucking threw me. It's this map.
That's gang beasts.
This is Gang Beasts. Like, this is a map that exists in Gang Beasts, where, like, the center opens and closes like that.
It's really weird.
Hey, Xbox Game Studio? Why did you make Gang Beasts? I love the genre that surrounds Gang Beasts, and I think there is room for a lot of games there. You have your Human Fall Flat, you have your Gang Beasts itself, and then you
Yeah.
have like the Fall Guys side of it, right? And I think that's all the same genre.
Yeah.
And I love that genre of games, genuinely. Pummel Party is also in there. Absolutely.
all of these physics-based floppy sort of multiplayer games.
Totally cool. But to make literally the same game mechanic, they did give them weapons, which like Gang Beasts doesn't really have.
But hire the gang beasts team.
Hire the Gang Beasts team. Help them make Gang Beasts 2, Anthony said earlier.
Yeah.
Like, if you are enjoying that concept so much, make more Gang Beasts.
Make more gang beasts.
Help the team behind Gang Beasts make more Gang Beasts.
Seems weird.
It does seem weird. I found that a little upsetting, honestly.
Seems weird to me. So there's that. Oh boy, here's one that came out of nowhere that just got
Another
me.
mic punch.
That just got me. I've not heard of Jump Ship. Microsoft probably owns them. Now this starts off in a very Anthony and Saige sort of way. Indie game, family.
Little
in their
dark town.
Yeah, in their little dark town. A little low poly, but not so low poly. Enough that there's a lot of artistry to it. But uh-oh. We do get apocalypse. And can we talk about floating monoliths in the sky?
We sure can talk about floating monoliths in the sky, but we talk about it while running around with the dog.
And sometimes you're alone, and sometimes there's the dog.
I hope the dog is okay.
And the dog's gonna be just fine. Don't you worry about the dog. The dog always makes it.
This is beautiful.
It's
this was a highlight
gorgeous.
of the showcase for me by like a pretty big margin.
It's gorgeous. Now, you do get a lot of the family running around together. Like, I'm wondering what those mechanics are like. That I don't like to see. Hate seeing that.
Yep.
With the baby toddling around and the dog just like, what's going on? Are we still okay?
Oof. I genuinely, I have a hard time playing games with an animal companion.
Cause is the dog gonna be okay?
Yeah, because like it gives me a level of stress that like is almost unmanageable.
The kid waking up at the end and seeing the shadows and hearing the... So that's Somerville. It's coming next year.
Somerville looks delightful.
I am
It looks
ready for
heartbreaking,
Somerville.
but it looks beautiful.
And it do be coming to Xbox Game Pass day one.
Are you shocked?
Okay, calm down. Wherever you are making noises on
There
my
it is.
computer.
Another thing that we got is for a game that I love very much. Something I was not expecting.
I love this game too. I haven't jumped into it in a while, but I want to get back into it. I can't decide whether I want to get back into it more or less after this announcement.
Okay. By title, I said less. By watch, I said more. This is the trailer for the A Pirate's Life expansion and update for Sea of Thieves.
So, do we get audio out of yours?
No.
Okay. I wanted
You
to.
pull it
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up just because in the beginning, when they showed this, where is it on this list? Do you know where it is?
Towards the bottom.
Towards the bottom. Because it starts playing a song in the beginning, and I was like, are they allowed to use that song? Are they allowed to use this? I was like, and I remember thinking, is that actually a Disney song or is that a traditional sea shanty they're allowed to use?
An eel wind blew
And then this lady
from
starts
beyond
talking.
the
I go,
horizon.
oh,
This is a Disney
are they
trailer.
are they ripping it off? Are they just ripping off? No.
No, this is an actual, in collaboration with Disney, Pirates of the Caribbean update.
Now to save the pirate life.
It looks so fucking good.
It looks really. I mean, look. What has Sea of Thieves been needing? It's been needing stronger NPC characters.
I agree.
It's been
Story pieces.
stronger story pieces. It's been needing a more cohesive world. It's been needing more cohesive lore.
Yeah.
And they just did that. Do I like the lore that they got for it?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I really like Pirates of the Caribbean. Will you pause that?
Mm-hmm.
I do. I really like it.
I do too.
I do. And I think it's one of those franchises that I forget that I like. And once it is around me or it's on, whether I'm at Disneyland or a movie is on, I'm like, fuck, I love this.
That first movie was a perfect film.
Yeah.
A perfect film. And it's because it started off as a Monkey Island movie and they took it. It was a script for a Monkey Island movie. And
Right.
they said, no one's going to go see that. We'll take that script
Yeah.
from you.
Pirates of the Caribbean is also a mummy level just trophy of bisexuality.
Yes.
It really is.
It's very good. What do we not like? We don't like anything where money trickles down to Jonathan Depp.
Yes, correct. Agreed.
We don't like anything where money just gets put into Jonathan Depp's pocket and then he gets to have that money.
It was not his voice.
No, he's going to get that money though. He has
back end, I assume.
He gets back end. He won't get his performance fee,
Uh-huh.
but he doesn't need his performance fee. He's
No,
going to
of
get it.
course
He's
not.
going to get a percentage of that. I had a friend that worked on one of the old Disney Pirates Online game, and the amount of money that goes to Jonathan Depp for this stuff is ridiculous. But it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
It is beautiful. God, look at the freaking visuals with that. Like,
I mean, it. Do you know what? It lends itself to it so well because Sea of Thieves has such a Disney Infinity look to it.
it does.
It's got this beautiful cartoony look that Rare does really well. God, I mean, I'm gonna play the hell out of it.
I hope, though, also that this is like a thing for Sea of Thieves now. I hope that this is like a new wave of cool fucking updates for Sea of Thieves where we are getting like IP collaborations in the game. The only problem I have with Sea of Thieves as like a massive fan of the game is that it becomes very repetitive. Mm-hmm. It does become very repetitive.
They're showing a lot of new enemy types. They're showing what they're saying is a hint at new quests. Like fucking Davy Jones
like
is
what
there.
the fuck was that mermaid statue arising out of the sea?
Now there are those little mermaid statues.
Yeah,
that are
was
all
just a
around.
big boy of it.
Yeah, and it's you remember when we were playing the game, we were like, what is the significance of the mermaid statues?
Right, and is all of this under the ocean?
Yeah, it looks like it's in an undersea cavern.
Like, wow.
They're adding a lot. It looks like they're adding a lot.
I'm worried that this trailer is setting me up for more than they can add. Because, like, how could they possibly add this much?
Yeah, you have
this borders on a new game.
You have to try to fit it into the mechanics we already know about.
And, like, I can see how it can fit in. I think I'm a little, like, I don't know.
I think it's story. I think it's a few new quest types, but you know it's all going to fit into the enemy types. It's all going to fit into the mechanics we already know,
right?
That we've already seen.
My thing is just like I look at the events that they've done in the past, their Halloween events, their holiday events, the things that they've been doing. This is much, 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 much bigger, and that's wonderful and exciting.
Yeah, June 22nd.
That's so soon.
Free.
I'm gonna be doing it.
And
the
then
fact
plus,
that it's not a fucking paid DLC.
And then plus, if you have Game Pass, if you've never played Sea of Thieves before, guess what? You have Sea of Thieves.
Do you know why they don't have to charge for it?
How many beautiful ship things have you bought?
It's cats, Anthony.
Oh, it's the cats.
It's the cats. That's why they don't have to charge for it, is because people like me will just keep buying every new cat they make. Every one. At like $5 a pop. I will just keep buying cats.
I know you will.
I will do it.
I know you will. I remember when they announced when the dead cat came out, the ghost cat or whatever.
Yeah.
Skeleton cat.
Yeah. First they did the whatever heart cat that has like the exposed rib cage and a heart that glows, and then they did Skelly cat, and I'm just like, yeah. This is for me.
It's very good.
It is.
I'm excited. I'm kind of excited to jump back into it. Mm-hmm. Haven't been in there in a while, and
love that game.
And I'm ready to get back in. We used to do it every Sunday. We used to just Sea of Friends on my channel. We got to bring back. Maybe we'll bring back Sea of Friends for pirates.
Maybe.
Who knows? And of course, should we go to the ultimate announcement here?
I think we should.
It's ultimate announcement time.
Look, what were you waiting for? From an Xbox Bethesda showcase.
Oh, 15 minutes on the behind the scenes on the physics of the cars in Forza.
Oh, no.
Oh, because they gave us that.
They sure did, but what we were all waiting for was Halo Infinite. We were all sitting there like, come on, you made the game, right? You're going to tell us you made the game. In the very opening scene, there's a spot where it says, like, press A to start. That's where, like, the opening of the showcase trailer was. Mm-hmm. And it was just, to me, I looked at that and I was like, press A to start making the game.
Press A to start creating the game Halo Infinite. This is Halo Infinite. This is the story trailer. Mm-hmm. We also got a multiplayer trailer. Mm-hmm. We also got assurances that Halo Infinite, both solo campaign and multiplayer, will be released this holiday.
Wow. That's a big update. Now, this part of the trailer was interesting. When they actually got into the gameplay, it felt a little empty for me. It was weird. It was like, I don't know if I've ever watched a trailer and felt awkward before.
Oh, interesting.
I was watching the gameplay and I was just like, this is awkward.
Yeah,
it's
really?
There's like not enough happening in here. Somebody needs to say something.
Huh. Yeah, like this whole thing here.
This was great.
Like, it's cool, and they show, like, little grapply hook boy, and some cool, they show some cool stuff. They also had the game's director come out. This is the director of, he directed Halo 3 ODST. Mm-hmm. He had been with the franchise since the beginning, kind of took off for a while. He's back. People were very excited about that because obviously the director changed mid-development. That's something we already knew. Just sort of talking about what they wanted to get out of a Halo. Mm-hmm. This story trailer do go on, but what I want to show is, as he goes through here, This is our new AI friend. That's not a Cortana. Saige.
Yeah.
How can this be our AI friend? I can't see both of her breasts in clear detail.
Can you believe?
Saige. How can this be computer friend? She wear clothes.
Oh, no. Not the clothes.
This is not how AI works.
I like it. I think she's
A
super,
military
super...
AI should be naked and full of boob all the time.
I think she's very, very cute.
She is very
enjoyed
cute.
that very much. I was very excited about it.
I think it's great. But they talk about how, Cortana and all the AIs went bad. They had to destroy the Cortana. She is the replacement. The replacement was supposed to be deleted. She wasn't. And so Johnny Spartan say, "Get in my helmet, you cutie."
Where's the trailer I was watching that had the dude and him talking that felt like a buddy cop, like...
Oh, that was the original trailer that they released.
Okay. Because I pulled that up again this morning.
And
I
there
was,
was some. There was some in the beginning of this trailer where, as he's going through the junk, that character that we were introduced to in the first Infinite trailer is kind of going back and forth with him. Graphically, it looks like they've been working hard since that first trailer, huh?
It does, absolutely.
Which is great. People were really worried about that. All this trailer needed to do is say, we're working on the game looks better, and the game is coming. And this trailer did all of those things.
It did.
They did also give us the multiplayer trailer. And the voice of the multiplayer suit is my buddy Erika Ishii. She's the voice of all the Johnny Spartan suits in the multiplayer. I don't... Listen, Saige, I'm the oldest man on the internet. You know this. There's no older man on the internet
Not
than me.
one.
I just want to play my single-player campaigns.
Really?
Or sometimes I just want to play a little co-op with my friends.
Okay.
You don't
online multiplayer.
I don't shoot other people online. I just don't.
For a Halo, I do like an online multiplayer, and it is something I'm looking forward to. In general, I don't play a ton of online multiplayers anymore, but for Halo, that is something I get excited about.
And you know what? Halo is one of the most inventive multiplayer experiences, and it's removed enough from actual military that and it's sci-fi enough that I can enjoy it.
Sci-fi enough.
It's sci-fi enough, but it's like, I'm gonna play that campaign, and I'm gonna be like, I'll dip into multiplayer every once in a while when my friends make me. Final thing. They had one more thing. You know that Arcane Studios, that's part of Bethesda, that's now part of Microsoft.
I do.
You know how much we like those Arcane games.
We do.
Everybody was like, is Deathloop still coming to all of the consoles?
They said, yeah.
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 But can we tell you something? We don't even care about Deathloop.
Not me.
We don't even care about Deathloop. They didn't show a goddamn moment of Deathloop.
They sure didn't.
They were like, no, Deathloop? Yeah.
Well, you've seen it. Next.
We're already on that new. Hi, we're Arcane Studios, and we're on that new. The new is, and I'm just going to skip ahead because this is a 5-minute trailer. We're on that new, and that new is Cyberpunk's versus vampires.
And
that's the new shit.
And that's exactly, if we just put a bunch of, if we made a word cloud of things you and I like in games.
Yeah.
It would have become this game.
Cyberpunk's versus vampires using arcane mechanics. What is Arcane good at? Arcane is good at doing time loops within games. Arcane is good at doing things like teleportation and telekinesis and special powers. Arcane takes the shooter, the first-person shooter or third-person shooter, things that I'm not super into normally, and is able to throw things into them mechanically that make me go, ooh, gotta play this game. There's nothing I love more than being in Dishonored, throwing a knife, fucking Nightcrawler bamfing over, killing somebody else, pushing a dude out a window, doing some backflips. Damn. And now, jet boots?
Yes, absolutely. It's interesting because in concept, when describing it, it sounds silly.
Yeah.
It sounds cheesy and silly and like not in a good way necessarily. But like the trailer did not have that vibe for me. I was like, no, this is a good game.
They're taking this seriously.
This is not like a Cyberpunks versus vampires. Like, this is a fucking game.
Yeah. They did say this is going to be squad-based. This is not single-player.
Mm-hmm.
You will be playing with your friends. It will be drop-in, drop-out, from what we've heard.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like you got to get 4 people together, and it's got to be the same 4 people, and then if one of them leaves, you got to go into a lobby. Because remember, in Deathloop, they played with asynchronous second player. We haven't seen it yet, but we know that your rival on the island in Deathloop is another player that thinks they're playing Deathloop and sees you as a rival.
Yeah. Honestly, this is the first of like shooter games. I'm like, oh yeah, I will play this.
Yeah, Giggle Loop in the live studio audience is just calling out the anti-vampire tech that there is.
Yeah.
UV ray gun, stake gun. There's a weird magic umbrella that comes up at the end here.
Yes.
It's so fucking good. I love the character designs. I love the world designs. They even put like, it looks like you are going to be one of these 4 characters. It doesn't look like it's a character creation thing.
Yeah.
And I already love, just based on the dialogue, the other thing
The 4
Arcane is good at is
Yeah.
like, you love those characters.
These are compelling characters, and they're also like well-balanced, diverse characters, which like Arcane has done a great job at.
And Arcane's good at doing it naturally.
Right.
Arcane's good at not throwing, because look, there is diversity signaling. There is diversity baiting in a lot of mainstream games, especially AAA games. We've seen some of it in other parts of E3 this year already, where it's like, look at this cool hero we have. Not white. And look how not white they are. And do you see how not white they are? And do we get points for them not being white? And it's like, yeah, kind of. But like also, you're being weird about it. Arcane is not being weird about it.
No, these characters are excellent. They're very compelling. And they're also just like, I feel like all your friends can sit down and look at that group and be like, I want to be that one.
Yeah.
And you see one that is like, this is for me. In abilities and in the way that they interact and they speak. They have a lot of personality for a shooter.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, that's why I love Overwatch. Like, I'm an Overwatch fan because those characters have a lot of personality for a shooter.
Yeah. And
It's a compelling
and just like in
cast
Overwatch.
of characters.
Yeah, and just like in Overwatch, in this game, the characters, even the small bits that we've seen, don't open their mouths and you don't hear one person's voice come out. You know what I mean? Like, you
Yeah.
often hear one writer's voice come out of every character. And that's certainly a problem when you see these companies that know that they can't just make white crew cut man the lead character anymore, but they don't know how to write anything but white crew cut man.
Oh, and we're coming back to a conversation about White Crew Cut Man in a little bit here.
But that was the Microsoft conference. I have to say, Saige, I think that's the strongest fucking E3 maybe ever for Xbox.
Yeah, I think I'd have to agree with you. It is a strong showcase of games.
I usually come out, like I said, I'm like, yeah, there's technically impressive, really good shooters, seems really neat. 1 or 2 games I want to play.
Yes. There were a lot of games here.
There are a lot of games, and I want to play
Even
them.
for us who are not traditional shooter people.
There's stuff that we didn't even touch on outside, which has been in that open beta and has been being built up. The game where you're shrunken kids in a backyard.
Yeah.
That's getting its first major update. It's a year old now. And I looked at it. I was like, oh my God, I wanted to play that game too.
Yeah.
It's fucking on. And this is the other thing. It's fucking on Game Pass.
Right.
It's all on Game Pass.
Yeah.
Shredders.
Yeah.
The snowboarding game.
Yeah.
Game Pass.
Yeah.
Like, Game Pass is seeming more and more like a thing
Yeah.
that I want to do.
Oh, wait, but also for you, there was for games that you love, Anthony.
Yes.
Don't forget, we also got information about Among Us.
Shout out to Innersloth. Shout
for you.
out to my friend Adriel Wallach, who is one of the lead developers on Among Us. I can't play Among Us. I can't.
We are 2 people that cannot play Among Us.
I can't do it.
We both have our reasons.
I don't.
My personal reason is people yelling at me makes me cry.
I don't like any game, and we've sort of touched on this by talking about how I don't play military games, and I especially don't play a lot of online PvP. Games for me are where I go to have good time with buddies.
Yes.
I don't even like a game of werewolf if people are particularly aggressive.
No, you have to have a very good group that does not care.
It's just I've been in a toxic game of werewolf before.
I know.
Like a very toxic game of werewolf where I was scarred because it was 15 people screaming at each other seriously.
Like, really?
And I just then people want to stream it, and now they have 15-person lobbies, and it's a yelling at your friends stream.
15 friends yelling at each other all at the same time. I will say I went to a bar a couple weeks ago when they first reopened, sat outside and played a little bit of werewolf with a group of people, and it was excellent. 3 of us sacrificed ourselves to die because it was funny.
Best game of werewolf I ever played was just a bunch of we were on the Joko cruise, and it was just a bunch of silly like comedians and performers, and we were all just playing werewolf on the boat, and we were just being dumb. We all picked one guy. Like, I picked one guy who I decided I was going to accuse every time aggressively.
Yeah. And they're not offended by it.
And they're not
Bria and I made a pact. I was the werewolf. I still was on her side.
Yeah.
It was a lot of the failed save cast sitting down.
It was a great night. It was just a lot of silly stuff.
15 people yelling at me would make me want to walk into traffic.
But you can, if you want to play with 15 people, you can.
There's updated graphics, and they've also added a bunch of these roles that people have been adding in mods. Things like the sheriff, for instance. There's a scientist role. I do really appreciate, though, a game studio that looks at what their players want, what the players are adding to the game, and takes it and are like, okay, let's give you this.
The fact that they saw all these mods, things like proximity mod, things like sheriff mod, like you mentioned, and they're just like, yeah, let's add that as a mode. Let's make that an option. Let's not make people have to mod the game. Let's add new maps. It's been a couple years. Let's add new accessories and things like that. It's been very good. And we should mention all of these updates are not just coming to Xbox. They're coming to all platforms. They just sort of had the longest trailer in the Xbox showcase.
They did have a big old trailer.
So that was Xbox Bethesda.
In addition to the Xbox Bethesda announcements, we'll be getting a bunch more supposedly from Halo Infinite. They did announce that they are doing a full week of updates. They're going to be all week announcing new details and deep dives during E3. The developers promise they're going to give information on Monday, today at 8 a.m., so it would have happened as we were doing this show today. They were doing a multiplayer overview, more gameplay and insights from the devs. Tomorrow, they are doing a blog post detailing how to create an official Spartan armor cosplay. Cute. They're just giving us kind of filler. Yeah. Honestly,
this is the rest of E3. The showcase
deeper
has
insights
happened.
into the fiction behind multiplayer maps, blog series, a closer look at the future Halo waypoint, and a look at the devs at 343 are up to.
Cool.
They'll just be giving us more info. They've done this a few times. Specifically, 343 is always like, we promise, we're gonna give you so much info.
Yeah.
You're not even gonna know what to do with it, and we're always like, this is a little info. We're okay with it.
We're okay with it. The multiplayer thing, I'm sure, is going to be interesting. That's going to be worthwhile. The rest of it seems to be very community focused, and that's fine.
That's good.
That's fine. Showcase is over. Do your community stuff. Let's talk about the Square event.
Let's talk about the Square event.
First of all, shout out once again to friend of the show, Matt Mercer, for hosting the Square Showcase. Very well, as always.
Yeah.
Doing a wonderful job. There were things that we thought we were going to see, Saige. We made many predictions, you and I.
We did.
And we got some of them.
Got a little bit of them. I think that our fantasy showcase for Square Enix was a lot better than the actual Square Enix
I thought,
showcase.
Look, we expected a lot of Final Fantasy. Did we get Final Fantasy? Yes. Did we get the Final Fantasy we wanted? No.
Did anyone get the Final Fantasy they wanted? No. Okay. But let's start with what we did.
Fans of Dissidia got the Final Fantasy they wanted, I guess. So congrats. But there is something that we thought was coming.
And we were right.
But it was a real monkey's paw.
It was a real monkey's paw.
It was a real monkey's paw.
We were talking last week about, because there was a lot of confirmation and rumors about the Guardians of the Galaxy game. It's like it popped up out of nowhere on the radar. It was like, oh shit, Guardians of the Galaxy game.
Is it real? Is it coming? We know Eidos Montreal's been working on something.
Yes.
We know it's something Marvel is what they were saying.
And it's here and it's a game.
Now, we did talk. We were like, hey, what do you think would be the best way to do a Guardians game? What would you like to see? We were talking like, oh, well, maybe it's going to be multiplayer, but as we said, I'm not a big fan of only multiplayer.
Right. We talked about what character we would want to play.
Yeah, and would it be... Yeah, and how would you switch between characters? How are the characters going to work together?
The egg on our face. We literally had this conversation. I would love to side-by-side the clip of us talking about, oh, I hope we get to be this. I wonder how this mechanic will work with switching between characters.
Yeah. Do you think it'll be every mission you have a character that you have to play, or will you be able to switch on the fly and use their different abilities? No. The French-Canadian white men said, you will be Star-Lord and only Star-Lord.
Does anyone fucking like Star-Lord anymore?
I like Star-Lord in the comics, but he's likable in a Jesus, dude, you're fucking up again sort of way. I'm gonna turn down this volume because it's a Guardians game. They use only licensed music.
Yep, and they got DMCA hit during the presentation.
Yeah, they did. Now there is some interesting stuff. I understand the interesting stuff about this idea. The idea is you are Star-Lord. You are leading this gang you're leading the Guardians, and they don't get along, and it's your job to make them get along. So in addition to this action, there is also sort of these moments of real Telltale games sort of make decisions on the fly as Star-Lord to keep the team together. And I understand why that's a good idea on paper. Here's why it's not a good idea in actuality. Why can't I be the giant fucking tree?
Why can't I be Gamora with that hot-ass haircut?
Why can't I be cool? Why can't I be cool alternative lifestyle haircut Gamora in this?
I love this Gamora.
It's
I will
such
say
a good
that.
Gamora.
Of this trailer, I was just like, show me more of that Gamora.
Yeah.
It's like, that's a damn good look of Gamora. Would love to be Nebula. I would love to be Nebula.
How am I not going to be Rocket?
Would love to be Rocket.
How am I not going to fuck shit up as
literally
Drax?
Right here in the trailer, it says, you are Star-Lord. Like,
Yeah.
they really wanted to hammer that home.
And in all of the interviews, they made sure they said very clearly, you are playing as Star-Lord. They wanted to make sure everybody understood that. And like, okay.
Personally, I think that fucking sucks.
Now, do you think that you are Star-Lord because season pass a couple missions as Gamora, a little mini campaign as Rocket, a little mini campaign as...
I don't fucking want that. I do not want that. They of course chose, I mean, who was it in chat earlier that was like, yeah, you play as the most milquetoast character available. Mm-hmm. Oh, jumping. Okay.
I'm not jumping. This is just as we're talking, I'm showing the gameplay.
Got it. Thought we were moving on.
No.
Yeah, want to be Groot. Want to be literally anyone other than...
This is the worst Star-Lord on top of everything.
Yeah, absolutely. Someone in the live studio audience also said I want to punch him in his alt-right haircut.
He looks like either the dude who is going to get you a water when you take a meeting in Hollywood or a tech bro who wants to tell you about his...
He's going to get you a water. He's going to make an objectifying comment at me.
Yeah, he's going to get both of us a water. He will make an objectifying comment at you, and he will talk shit about you to his boss. Mm-hmm. Because he wants to be his boss.
Yep.
It's so...
Like, look, I think that's an excellent look for Groot. I think they made a beautiful Groot for this game. They made an incredible Gamora. The Rocket is incredible.
The actors are having fun. Like, you can tell when they're doing these dialogue bits together.
Yeah.
Like, they're really doing... They show in the trailer a little bit, they showed some behind-the-scenes making, and they showed, like, the mocap sessions, and you can see all the actors having fun and getting along and just really, really loving being part of this ensemble. And you gotta be Star-Lord.
Yeah. Everyone in chat, we're all on the same page. He looks like a Chad.
Yeah.
100%.
Dogecoin, baby.
He owns crypto and won't shut up about it.
He's got an NFT.
Yeah, absolutely.
He doesn't have any traditional art on his walls. He has some LCD screens where he bought an NFT.
Yeah,
He owns
100%.
He owns a Beeple GIF.
Yeah.
And he paid a few
He looks
$1,000
like the
for it.
definition of gaslight. That dude does look like he would gaslight me.
And it's written very Star-Lord centric too. In like they even do the joke. They do that joke where he's being like strangled by tentacle, and it looks like he's being pulled off screen. And then it turns out he's trying to walk away from a one-nighter. He's like, no, I promise I'll call you. And he like kisses the tentacle. And like, look, we've talked about how I want there to be acknowledgement that once you're in space,
You should have sex with aliens
you're
that
gonna
are able to consent.
fuck everything that consents. Because now we're talking interspecies stuff.
Yep.
But like, there's something about just making that a Star-Lord
Also,
thing.
I'd like to point out the basis of this because I feel like we should clarify. The idea is that no one should be heterosexual and straight, like in space. There should be no such thing as heterosexuality in space.
How could there be?
I don't think there is such thing as heterosexuality once
You're
you have
gonna go to
space.
another planet.
That's what we mean.
And you're gonna
Because
meet.
it just sounded like a little more.
No, you're gonna go to another planet, and you're gonna meet some sort of like amorphous blob / cyborg.
Yeah,
That they don't have the genders that we have.
absolutely.
You're gonna go to space,
We're
and
all-
a robot and
yeah.
a jelly robot's gonna hit on you, and you're not gonna sleep with the jelly robot.
Right.
Get out of here. Get out of here. You're
Absolutely
not gonna fuck
not.
the jelly robot.
We're all pan in space.
We're all pan in space. Buy it on a shirt at the Pixel Circus store. Look, I wanted a little more out of this. When they get into the combat a little later on, you can see it's squad-based combat. Peter is able to call in the other characters. They do a lot of walking. The environments are beautiful. Peter's able to call in other characters on sort of a quick menu thing, very Mass Effect control your squad style. He's got his elemental blasters, so you can switch between the elements, and then enemies have elements. Honestly, the combat doesn't look like anything too special.
It really doesn't. And it's so odd because Guardians had such an opportunity for unique combat, if nothing else.
That's your special. He puts on his Walkman, and you get like double Walkman points.
I like his boosty boots.
I like boosty boots.
It does look a little like Avengers gameplay. I agree. I think
How
that
weird.
It is a wildly mediocre game that they made wildly mediocre choices for. I think there was a huge opportunity here, and it's a big miss. I
Yeah.
think that it's something that we see a lot in AAA games where they have taken the easiest possible route on it in hopes that the IP will carry it alone. I don't agree with it. They have to know that it didn't work for Avengers, obviously. But I think they were probably too late in development on this when they learned that from Avengers.
Things that they got right. They hired a great writer. It's somebody who's been writing for Marvel Comics Cosmic for a long time. So there's an understanding of the characters. They clearly hired a great cast. Music supervisor seems really good, which you need on a Guardians game. And then tech-wise and graphics-wise, it looks like a beautiful AAA game. It looks kind of boring.
Looks pretty boring.
It looks
I will
boring.
say you said music is great. There is already conversation because there is a ton of licensed music in the game. You cannot stream it.
I'm sure
there
they'll
is-
have an option.
There is a toggle.
Yeah.
There is a toggle to turn off the music, but like, you ever had to play a game with the music off?
Well, is there sometimes the toggle is, and this is edge case streamer problems, but sometimes there's a toggle to go from licensed music to just score, or licensed music to generic placeholder music when you're streaming. So maybe there's something like that.
All I've seen so far is somebody respond that there is a toggle to turn off the music.
Oh, flannel fries in the chat. Are you being real, or is that a goof? Because if
No,
you're being
no.
real, that sounds kind of funny.
That does sound funny.
Toggle
but,
makes
like,
all the music 8-bit lo-fi. That's kind of funny.
Also, it's not an edge case. Yes, that is unique to streamers of that difficulty, but you also have to keep in mind this is also a problem for goof, not real.
Okay.
That would be fucking awesome. But this is also a problem for people who consume it. If I want to watch a playthrough, which is a lot of people are watching playthroughs of new games.
Sure.
That everyone that watches it is affected by that.
Sure.
I want to watch the game. I want to experience the game. I want to hear the soundtrack that's meant to go with it.
Yeah.
And
no,
I can't.
absolutely. And I get
They can't get their shit together on DMCA.
I get what you're saying. I think
Make an original score.
I think the game's got way bigger problems, but yes, and I'm not trying to minimize. I'm just saying
They're not. Yeah, they
I'm
don't have
just
to
saying.
be compared.
I'm
It's just also a thing that
Yeah.
I can say.
Then we got some Avengers news. We got some more footage of the War for Wakanda expansion. Great. We also got the battle, like Wasteland Battle, which is their new multiplayer grind for your Avengers loot mode, which is like random bosses and random, I don't know. I don't know. They're doing their best. It looks like the big bad for the next event. Like obviously you've got Claw in the War for Wakanda. That's because he's a big Black Panther villain. But in the next season of Avengers content, it looks like the villain is Monica Rappaccini, the scientist supreme from AIM, which like I guess shout out to anybody who's currently enjoying the MODOK series. But like, if I was the Avengers team in Marvel right now, I'd be trying to throw as many big villains and big characters and big names at this game as I possibly could. Big,
recognizable pop culture characters to get people in.
Yeah,
things that aren't as niche in comic book, because you've made a not very compelling game.
So yeah, it's still chugging along, and I wish them the best, and I hope they pull out of the nosedive. Babylon's Fall, we saw that's the new Platinum game. I love Platinum. Platinum can do no wrong. This game looks very early in development.
It does.
This game looks extremely early. They even have a little thing with the developers at the end that's like, please continue to watch the development of this. Please look for which is a very Japanese thing for saying. That's what Japanese devs say when they mean they made us show this game too early.
Yes.
However, I do like the idea of a multiplayer, customizable game as a service Platinum title. That's fun. You're trying to get up to the top of this tower. You're getting loot. You're doing Platinum stuff. There's a lot of environment things in the beginning here. Like I said, it looks very early days. Because it's a Platinum game, it's going to be very technically based gameplay. But it's just very early. And right now it
does look so early.
It looks like one of those generic Unreal Engine games that they show when like a new generation of hardware is coming.
Yeah.
And they're like, look at the things we can do with Unreal Engine and this new hardware.
Right. That it doesn't have a lot of personality yet, a lot of like actual flavor to it.
So, yeah. We'll see more. I'm interested to see what Platinum does with a live service game. Platinum games are very tuned and very focused usually. And so it'll be interesting to see what they do with adding new content on a regular basis and how quickly they can do that.
DeBear in the live studio audience said, is it possible it's too early?
Hey, it's exactly 8 a.m. at the Platinum offices, I'll tell you that much.
It is certainly too early there. And the next thing that we got are some big Life is Strange stuff. We've known, this is not news to us, but we did get a look at the Life is Strange remaster as well as the new Life is Strange game, True Colors. When we talked about this Life is Strange remaster previously, we did have a conversation around the idea that like the game is not about its visuals.
Although it did have a very striking art style.
It did, but it's not about visual quality. It's not about it looking like Forza.
No.
Right?
This was a game that they gave to a small team to experiment with to see how it would do.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful game. And it still looks like a beautiful game. Same beautiful game.
I texted you yesterday. Because I was like, they're doing side-by-side comparisons of this gameplay, and I don't really understand what's remastered.
I played this game pretty recently. I played it last year for the first time. And
a little bit of lighting.
They definitely added some like shadows and depth.
A little bit of lighting.
But like that, I mean, look at that one.
When they talk about like all new and upgraded animations and stuff, tell me about this face. What? Eyeliner is not an upgrade. I mean,
it is.
It can be. But in this game, it's not as much of an upgrade as we thought we were getting.
I played this game, like I said, like last year, and there was nothing about it that I was like, this is feeling old visually.
Yeah.
It's an art style, quite simply.
I mean, if they wanted to do upgrades to character animation or facial animation, I understand that. But yeah, as far as visuals, like you can't just run a lighting pass over something and call it remastered.
You know what it looks like to me? It just looks like it's always sunset now. And that's it. They added this like orange sky tone, and that is the only difference to me.
Do you know those videos online where people are playing old games in emulators and they're like, added a shader to make it 4K HDR and now it looks beautiful?
Yeah.
That's what it looks like. It looks like somebody threw a reshade shader on it.
Yeah, it just looks like now it's taking place always at 4:30 in the afternoon.
It's forever a beautiful sunset in the Pacific Northwest.
like no complaints.
No.
Absolutely. But I can't say it's like, man, paying for this game all over again to get sunset.
But there is an interesting strategy to this.
Mm-hmm.
If you get, because they were using this to lead into, of course, Life is Strange True Colors.
Yes.
If you buy the digital deluxe Life is Strange True Colors, they throw in the remastered collection. So if you have not played any Life is Strange yet and True
You get a
Colors
chance
looks
to go
interested
back.
to you, you get all the games at once.
And that's great. I do appreciate that very much. Is it going to come with like because this is the first game. Are you getting regular Life is Strange 2 then?
Yeah, you're getting Life is Strange. You're getting Life is Strange After the Storm or Before the Storm.
Before the Storm and Life is Strange.
And I believe you get Life is Strange 2 as well.
Okay.
Then they showed off some gameplay of
True
the True Colors, the new one.
Yeah.
The new. It looks pretty good.
It does.
Instead of time manipulation, the new power is aura and emotions and being able to read people's emotions.
Which I think is such a smart approach to this to switch it up.
Thank you. PS Witch in live studio audience says no Life is Strange 2, just the original story.
Which is a little, yeah, that's fine. Like,
That's
why
fine.
don't you go back and play it? But like, it's going to be a weird where you can play the first one and the third one.
Yeah, the second one. I mean, the second one was kind of its own thing.
It was.
But yeah, it's kind of interesting. You can listen to people's auras. You can hear them whispering. Get information. Very cool. And then
That cop is thinking about civilian violence.
That's what that cop's thinking about. That cop is thinking about. I'll show him. I'll show everybody who made fun of me in high school.
Guaranteed.
Cop should be thinking about therapy. In this scene, she finds out that this guy is hiding something from his girlfriend, and you have to make the choice of whether to let the girlfriend know or not.
Yeah, which is a very Life is Strange storyline. I love that.
Yep, and you get that by listening to the thoughts. This one is you can use it to it'll change the environment. If somebody's very emotionally charged and you read their emotions, it changes the environment in a way that could make it potentially dangerous to you, but you get more information by doing it.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's
It
a
is
cool
cool.
idea. I like it.
I super dig it. It's great. I'm looking forward to this game. I'm planning on playing it. All right. And then, of course,
Of course.
it's a Square Enix showcase.
What big Final Fantasy is going to be?
Ooh, right?
Ooh.
One of the ones you've been looking forward to.
What if I told you you could rebuy Final Fantasy 1 through 6 again? Because they wanted to let you know that. What if I told you Final Fantasy Brave Exvius is getting more updates to the mobile game?
What if I told you
Where's the big one?
buzz cuts are in Final Fantasy now?
Hey, is your favorite Final Fantasy the Final Fantasy film The Spirits Within? Did you enjoy the American theatrical Final Fantasy movie? We gotta have audio to this. We gotta hear some of this VO.
God, I don't want to.
We gotta.
All right.
Let's count the number of times our dude says chaos. So this looks like, this is of course.
Here to kill chaos. That's my mission.
I'm gonna put the closed captions on.
Looks like chaos has been waiting for us.
Isn't that the guy from the Fast and the Furious?
Yeah, it's digital Paul Walker. May he rest in peace.
Like, I'm pretty sure that's first
only know
movie
one
or
thing.
first movie Paul Walker's in Paul Walker.
Chaos counter. We're up to 5. This is of course
It's not a hope. or
a Final
dream.
Fantasy action game created by Team Ninja. I do have a soft spot in my heart for Team Ninja. God, it's like Team Ninja is a bunch of like robots pretending to be people. They just don't understand. They're like, this is what humans say? This is a human story about emotion?
monsters for so long. I hate doing pest control.
This is the shrine
It's
of chaos.
weird
He's here.
because
Have to hunt him down.
Chaos is Garland, the fallen knight from the first Final Fantasy, and it's called Final Fantasy Origin.
This is so thick I
They
can
refer to
taste
themselves
it.
as light warriors.
it.
Uh-huh.
Is this is like some weird retelling of the original Final Fantasy in some way?
Bleached blonde
There was a
hair.
knight who
Why does he look like he just peroxide washed his hair?
This is I got invited to a Halloween party and I want to throw together a Cloud Strife and I have 5 minutes.
But I also have a buzz cut.
Yeah.
Oops.
I have 5 minutes.
I'm not willing to shave and I do have a buzz cut.
I'm just gonna put on a
sword.
Cloud wears blue.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put on a blue Henley because that's all I've got.
Uh-huh.
These are the gloves I have at home.
You're at UCSB.
Yeah. This is hey, we have Cloud Strife at home.
Yeah.
We're here to kill chaos.
Oh,
are you?
Very own warriors
The
of
secondary
light.
characters look so much more interesting to me.
He always wore
This is Final Fantasy.
Those are good shoes.
How, as the first big console follow-up, and I know this isn't a mainline Final Fantasy game, but how, as your first big follow-up
Agreed, T-Rex.
to fucking Final Fantasy 15 magical car boys with good outfits and hair, is this it?
Restart my NDI.
Boy, oh boy. Now, here's the thing. How did Nomura design that man? I don't think Nomura did. Nomura is definitely... Nomura is definitely the EP of this game, is definitely creative lead, but this is Team Ninja's game. And remember, when you give Team Ninja your IP, you deserve everything you get, Metroid. You deserve everything you get, Metroid. I do think... Welcome to the fucking share zone. I do think they're trying something, because we were talking about this beforehand. I think they want to. Final Fantasy is very big. It's a huge thing. 15 brought in a lot of new players. 7 Remake is bringing in some new people. They keep thinking, what do we do to bring in even more people? What is an aesthetic that will bring in even more mainstream of an audience? And it's the guy from One Tree Hill with a sword. It's Chad Michael Murray with a sword.
It's Chad Michael Murray with a sword. I don't get it. Why would you do that? Like, look, I am not someone who has played Final Fantasy games. I would like to. I have an interest in it. I haven't dove into them. The aesthetic of Final Fantasy up to this point has been these characters that are not afraid to have this, like, effeminate nature to them in some capacity, and these, like, kind of androgynous characters that are very appealing. And they were just like, what if he looked like he wanted to be a cop?
Yeah, what if he literally looked like Paul Walker going undercover as a street racer in the first Fast and Furious?
Like,
oh yeah, I too enjoy fantasies. I'm also final.
why is he wearing this fucking shirt? What is this? You really just put his ass in a shirt? Look at these other people's outfits.
His YouTube watch history is entirely videos with titles like, I woke up at 5 a.m. for 30 days.
Mm-hmm. This guy listens to Joe Rogan.
Oh, he loves Joe Rogan.
But, like, look at these outfits, okay? Fabulous. Love this over here. Love this over here. That dude's in just a fucking t-shirt.
How is your leader in a t-shirt when you have that beautiful ornate pauldron?
I'm not listening to anyone in a goddamn t-shirt.
How do you not take the leadership away from him? Look, that was that one's so good.
There's a lot of good memes out there for this right now, man.
Look, the thing that's a real bummer about this is this was the Final Fantasy announcement that we got. And this was the big new game that we got. So we did not see any new Final Fantasy 16. We saw 3 seconds of it in a montage at the end. We didn't see any Forspoken. Project Athia. We didn't see any Forspoken. I was waiting for Forspoken. We must kill Chaos. Okay. No, we have to go kill Chaos now. He is hiding in his tower. Okay.
I fucking can't. I'm sorry. These memes are everything to me.
It feels like a lot of missed opportunities in this Square showcase, but it also feels like Square was maybe taking the opportunity that this is an all digital E3 to be like, no, we're not going to push it this year. We're just not going to push it. And if we want to make some more announcements later on this year, we will. But I think it's a real bummer. Where's Forspoken? I'm going to call Gary Whitta right now. And ask him where Forspoken was.
Where is it?
Hey, Gary Whitta, friend of the show, Gary Whitta. Where's Forspoken? Gary, how come they showed this instead of your game? Hey, Gerald? What the fuck? I hope you were on the phone to them. That was the...
It was upsetting and it was disappointing. Also,
why is Square Enix just so sad that Rap Rock is gone?
I don't know. Something that was really wild to me is there was a response on one of the announcement trailers that was just like, hey, maybe we could have a female lead as a treat.
There wasn't even, and this is the thing about, this is what you also get when you hire Team Ninja. 4 Warriors of Light. Okay? In the original, there are 4 Warriors of Light. At least in 1985, they at least made the cleric a woman.
Lightning is the character I was looking for. Somebody replied to somebody being like, could we have a female character, like a female lead as a treat? And somebody was like, Lightning was a nearly perfect character. We don't need another.
We got one.
First of all,
we got
from
one.
everything I understand about Lightning, no, she isn't. And second of all,
That's
it? There can only be one? I've learned recently.
Women in games is Highlander rules. There can be only one.
Yeah. You know what? I would go as far as to say it's Sith rules. Mm-hmm. You could have one in an apprentice.
Right. Right now they've got going on in games that are currently released. They have both Tifa and Yuffie. Mm-hmm. Can't have any more. What do we get? We've already got
they're not your leads.
We've already got 2 women in these games.
Yeah.
Come on.
They're still not your leads even.
What?
I've learned recently from my job that the internet really does believe that, like, if one woman arrives, it is instead of another.
Yeah.
Like, that's been a big lesson of the internet for me in the last, 2-3 months.
Just the last 2-3 months?
Always, but, more than ever. Due to my recent job, my recent work has taught me that the internet deeply in their soul believes for some reason.
No, one woman left and now we have a new woman and that's the woman now.
Right. Or if one woman arrives, another has to go.
Yes.
So that there is only a couple spots for woman. And look, I've worked on a lot of internet shows. This is by far not the first time, but I guess I didn't know how prevalent it was. I knew that they hated us, but not in that very specific way.
Sure. And I think, it's very interesting where it's in a year where there's a Tomb Raider game, everybody's like, well, we got it. That's representation. Or hey, the new Assassin's Creed is woman, so we're good. You can, because the new Assassin's Creed is woman, you only have to be Star-Lord in the...
Let me be Gamora, you fucking cowards.
It's so weird, and but it is also, it's a Square thing, and it's also a Team Ninja thing, man. You got to remember, Team Ninja, everywhere but the United States, Team Ninja is still making most of their bank off of that online DOA beach volleyball game as a service. Mm-hmm. They turned Samus Aran into the woman who was like, oh, geez, I sure hope I can Samus Aran today. I hope my male commanding officer likes me and maybe wants to smooch. I'm Samus Aran, the bounty hunter. This is what happens when you get Team Ninja. You got to be careful. You got to watch them.
I'd like us to take a comparison to what we covered on Saturday.
For the Indie
when
Game
we
Showcase?
Talked about the Guerrilla Collective and what we talked about on Patreon, which is the wholesome games. The amount of difference in representation for women, non-binary, and people of color is 20-fold in indie games.
Every good idea in games, whether it is an actual game mechanic, to things like representation, to things like story themes, to things like responsible treatment of certain themes and characters, it all trickles up from indie games.
Yes.
Everything.
If you missed the Guerrilla Collective and our coverage of it, we did talk about it on Saturday. The VOD is here, and it's also up on YouTube. God, that was a wonderful showcase.
It was a wonderful showcase.
We had so much fun talking about it. We did a live reaction to it for the first time on this show. I highly recommend going back and watching that. If you're feeling a little like let down by the things that you got here in these like AAA days, I think it's very, very refreshing. We're running out of time.
We're running out of time.
Really quickly, a couple of things that were in the PC gaming show. Obviously, one of the biggest was Vampire the Masquerade Swan Song. Swan Song?
Swan Song?
I had a hard time saying that. Swan Song.
Swan Song.
And it do look delightful. There's a lot of VTM and a lot of like White Wolf.
We're
news this
continuing
week.
the year of the vampire mommy.
Yes, we are.
Swan Song is literally a vampire mommy looking for her vampire kid.
Thank you. I love it. And I'll take as much as you'll give me.
You know, we know that we're not getting bloodlines, but that's okay because we've got what, 2 now Vampire the Masquerade video games announced?
Yeah.
There's this one, and then there's the action one. Great trailer, predominantly a story trailer up until the end here, where they show a little bit of gameplay. Looks very cool. There was a lot of other stuff too. Tinykin looked cool to me. Sacrifier, mostly aesthetically. There wasn't a lot of like new stuff that was specifically announced.
Yeah, we saw a little bit of overlap. There was Jurassic World Evolution 2 trailer.
Which we had seen that before. Wandering Village we had seen before. Death Trash. Some of the things that I thought were really interesting. You know, the PC gaming show, first of all, shout out to friend of the show, Mika Burton and Day 9. Excellent job hosting the showcase, as always. But there wasn't. It's usually just a big hodgepodge of things.
It is. Also, the Jurassic World game does look really dope.
It looks amazing.
It looks dope.
I love any Jurassic World game where you actually run Jurassic Park.
I'm very into that.
It's one of the only park simulations that I'm into.
When I saw Lake, I thought this is a Sage and Anthony game. Yes, absolutely. You're 100%
absolutely
correct.
is.
And we had seen a little bit of that before. But you know, there's a little bit of a mishmash of everything. But those were my highlights.
Yeah. A lot of good stuff. There's more good stuff coming. You know, that Ninty's tomorrow.
It is.
That Ninty's tomorrow at 9 a.m. What do you want to do about that Ninty? Yeah?
Maybe.
Maybe?
Maybe.
Maybe. If you're good. If you BBs are good, maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe. So far, E3. There's some stuff I'm excited about.
There's a lot of stuff I'm excited about.
There's a lot of stuff that's very E3. I no longer fall for, or not fall for, but I'm no longer excited for just like, here's a little story clip. We'll show you more of this game in a year and a half. I don't really get hyped for that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But I think there was a lot of very interesting stuff shown off so far, and there's only more to come, Saige.
I agree. This is only the start of it, y'all. This was just the recap of day 2 of E3. So there's a lot more to come. We love Nintendo. We are big, big Nintendo fans. So, you know, we'll be recapping that one way or another. We will keep you updated. And hey, a best place to keep updated is by joining our Discord.
Yay!
It's completely free. You don't even have to be a subscriber or nothing. You can come out and hang with the other pickles, the other sweet little BBs for freezies.
And you know, you should be letting us know what you're looking forward to at E3, what you saw that you really loved.
Yeah.
Because we're always taking story suggestions from you for here on the show, on the It's Too Early channel in the Discord, and for here at E3 week, a week that is so full of ease. We'd love to know what ease you want to see the most and what ease you'd like to see us talk about.
You're so right. And you know what I would personally like to see?
Memes.
I would like to see more memes about killing chaos. This is what I want. I want you to send me your favorite that you see these, because I saw so many on my Twitter feed yesterday that I didn't save for us to talk about. So drop those in the It's Too Early channel and the Pixel Circus Discord. And hey, we're a whole network of damn shows, y'all.
Fuck.
So if it's your first time here, and I know that we had a lot of new friends join us today for the first time, and we appreciate you being here so much, we have a bunch of other content. We do this show every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 a.m. Pacific. We also have D&D on Friday nights, where you can see the two of us playing together with a lovely, incredibly talented group of beings called
I play a
Failsafe.
bird.
Yeah. We have podcasts. We have other stuff. We have new stuff coming. And we're getting very, very close to 5K on this channel.
Ooh.
Very exciting.
We love to see
Very
that.
appreciate it. We're sitting at 4.9 right now.
Ooh,
So
baby.
thanks, BBs. We love you.
We want to give shout outs to everybody that that did a follow or a sub or a dono or any of that stuff during the show. It's me, Ty. Cakes Pesk. I'm sorry.
Cakes Kapesk.
Cakes Kapesk, Devin Danger Fava, The Little Engine That Tried, Noah Bardo, Gregsum, Minimum W, Starkiller 83, Pieta, Connor Solo, Stolen Tag with the resub for 8 months. You've been here for a while. Thank you so much. Crimson Pizza, The Mangalorian, of course, Cordy. Hi, Cordy.
It's Cordy's birthday.
Hi,
Love you,
happy
Cordy.
birthday,
I don't know
Cordy.
if Cordy's still here. I doubt it, but we do
Greenhouse
love
Gaming, thank you for the follow. Thank you, everybody, so much for all of your support. And thank you for everyone, not just who's doing stuff like this, but people who are doing things like tweeting about the show, sharing clips, sharing GIFs and screenshots, and telling their friends about the show. We make this show because we want to make a fun show that people watch. And so if you are doing that, you have already made our wildest dreams come true. Thank you for that so much.
You're
it really
absolutely
helps.
correct. All of the donations and bits and things of the sort go to keeping the channel running, and donations that you see on the screen here go towards Sugar Breakfast most of the time, and also us being able to keep doing this show.
Sugar breakfast.
Sugar Breakfast.
Hey, when I'm not on the show, I'm everywhere on the internet at A Carboni, except for here on Twitch, where I'm at Anthony Carboni. Twitch, you cowards, it's mine. Give it back to me. Last week, we had a little bit of a health week and couldn't stream, but we're back with more Zelda this afternoon. We're playing that Ocarina of Time.
Woo!
Please watch. Please clap. Thank you.
Excellent. And hey, you can find me everywhere on the internet at Not Saige. I stream on my channel every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday, which means we'll be live tonight for something wholesome and cozy. I will also be on Board AF on Smosh Games this afternoon at 3 p.m. We're going to be throwing things at each other.
Love it.
That's the game today, throwing shit. You can find me here on this channel all the damn time, too. So thank you for allowing us to do this and starting your mornings with us. It truly means the world. We love you and we appreciate you. And I hope we will see you very, very soon. Take care.
Bye, babies.